Hi everybody, this is Tom again from DLD Drum School. Welcome back. In this video we are going to look at how to level up our right hand hi-hat by introducing a new concept of crotchet beats, single crotchet beats on the hi-hat rather than everything we've done so far, which has always been the same regular quaver beats. So why do we do this? What is the main benefit of having these four hi-hats on the hi-hat? I would say there are two main reasons. The first one is it just adds variety. So 8s going into 4s. Just gives it a different feel. The second reason is to deal with situations where the tempo is much quicker. And there comes a point where any of us will reach and think, this is a bit too quick for me. So I'm going to go a fast tempo with 8s, and then without stopping, I'm going to transition into the 4s, and you'll see how I can then relax and take that tempo faster. So quite quick. Bit faster. And I'm at that stage I'm thinking, this is a bit too much. I'm going to go to the 4s. Suddenly I can just relax, and now because I'm relaxed I can go faster. So it's a great way of changing gear and dealing with situations of a faster tempo. So let's get into breaking this down. So on the screen here I'm bringing up the simplest rhythm that we have learned so far, and now on the screen you can see it's exactly the same rhythm, but we've taken away the hi-hat on the and of the beat. So rather than 1 and 2 and, we've taken those away, and that leaves us with just 4 straight crotchet beats across the top. So rather than 1 and 2 and across, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I apply that technique to rhythm number 1, it actually makes it more simple. It's the only case where it makes it more simple, because we just have bass with a hi-hat, snare with a hi-hat, then a bass, then a snare. So we end up with nice and simple. Now remember the old friend, the voice in the back of our head, our subconscious brain. We've always got to make sure that we manage that to make sure our body does what we want it to do. And when I bring up rhythm number 2 on the screen now, you're going to realize just how important that is. So with the 8 hi-hats across the top, and again, we're going to take away the hi-hats on the and of the beat. So now we've got those 4 crotchet beats. Now, this is quite straightforward until we get to beat number 3. Beat number 3 is complicated because we've got a single hi-hat on the top, but we have a double bass drum on the bottom. And this is going to cause confusion in your mind because the brain, the subconscious brain, it always likes to have something to connect to. And that second one of the 2 bass drums, the first one is connected to a hi-hat, no problem. The second one, it might kind of feel like it's floating in midair. It's not connected to anything, and that can cause confusion. So as always, what we want to do is manage our brain and our processing so that we give it something to latch onto. Now these hi-hats, these on the and of the beat that we think are missing, they are actually still there. They're hiding in plain sight, and they are hiding on the upstroke of my stick. So if we imagine that the hi-hat is like a mini trampoline, imagine the tip of the stick is like a bouncy ball and we're bouncing on the hi-hat. If I count out the numbers, the and is actually on the upstroke of the movement of this stick. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the and of the beat is there. It's connected at the top of the stroke. So it's beat number 3 that we need to focus on. That's where the challenge is. So 2 bass drums, and we're going to focus on down, up. So we're going to go bass, bass. I connect bass drum on the down movement. I connect the second bass drum on the up movement. Bass, bass for beat number 3. Bass, bass. So if we now glue that together slowly, the 4 beats of this bar, beat number 1 is bass up, beat number 2 is snare up with the right hand, beat 3 is the bass, bass that we just talked about, bass, bass, and beat 4 is snare. So it's bass, snare, bass, bass, snare, bass, snare, down, up, snare with the right hand. A little bit faster now, 4 beats, 4 bars in a row. Bass, snare, bass, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare. And again, if I switch off the bass drum and snare drum, notice the right hand, it just keeps tapping out 4 straight crotchets, down, up, with the natural bouncing movement of a bouncy ball bouncing on a trampoline. Down, up, down, up. That's the secret to applying these 4s, as we call them, to any rhythm that you choose. Now, before we move on and apply this technique to the other 3 beginner rhythms that we've learned so far, let me just share with you 3 most common issues that people can sometimes develop that can get in the way. So first of all, I keep talking about this idea of bouncing on a trampoline, and we want the nice natural bouncing movement down, up, down, up. Now when we start to apply, for example, the bass, bass, there's a temptation to do an unnatural kind of jerking movement with this right hand. So it's kind of bass, bass, and we end up like pulling up the stick in an unnatural movement. So first pointer is to make sure you just keep the natural bass, bass, 2, 3, 4, bass, bass, 2, 3, 4. So we get this independence between the bouncing of the right hand down, so down, up with the right hand and down, down with the bass drum. Secondly, don't be surprised for some of you if the right hand gets pulled in to doing the two hi-hats with the 2 bass drums, because the back of the brain wants everything to be connected. It's easier that way. We're trying to push this independence between different parts of our body. So don't be surprised if you may go bass, snare, and then bass, bass, and the right hand gets sucked into 2 hi-hats. Again, just if that happens, it's fine. It's part of the learning process. But remember, the right hand just keeps bouncing with a down, up. And thirdly is what I call the double down, or the invisible down. Zooming in on those 2 bass drums, you hit the hi-hat on the first one, and it's quite common to do a sort of invisible down at the top of the stroke. So it's like down, down. It's not a down, down movement, it's a down, up movement, replicating that natural bouncing movement of a tennis ball. Or it sounds crazy, but it's just the same movement as the bird flapping its wing. It's just down, up, bass, bass, 2, 3, 4. So now that you're used to the 4 individual hi-hats, crotchet beats rather than the 8 quavers, and you're used to that technique, we can now wash and carry this technique across to so many different situations. We're going to apply it to our 4 favorite rhythms, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but in your own time, you can practice this in all sorts of other situations. So let's take rhythm number 3 now. It's on the screen with the 8 hi-hats. And what I'm going to do again on the screen is take away the hi-hats on the and of the beat, replace it just with the straight 4 hi-hats. So in this case, in my mind, with my mouth, I'm saying bass, snare, bass, bass, snare, and the bass, bass is on the up, down this time. Bass, snare, up, down, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare. Just using that natural bouncing movement. 3, 4. And finally, for this video, rhythm number 4 with the 8 hi-hats on the screen. You're familiar with this one. So with my mouth, I'm going to say bass, snare, bass, and bass, snare. Bass, snare, bass, and bass, snare. Bit faster. Again, if I switch off the drums, we've got that lovely consistent right hand leading by example like the team captain, and the basses and snares, they lock in. So congratulations, this is quite a challenging video, I do understand, but if you persevere, stick with it, get in lots of practice, it's really going to level up your drumming and your versatility. As always, remember, practice mode comes first. Don't jump the steps, don't be too keen to get to the end. Be patient, take it slow. It's going to be boring when you take it slow, but that's where the patience is required. Focus on accuracy, focus on quality, and as you improve, then develop into performance mode. That's where the 6 golden rules really kick in, and you can have loads of fun playing to all sorts of backing tracks in real life situations. Don't forget, there are loads of useful links down in the comments below, all geared towards helping you do it like a drummer. So keep on practicing, keep on playing, enjoying your drumming, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video.